Is there a pea planet? No?
Not that I know of.
What's the Emperor's name?
Pluto.
What's the Emperor's name?
Palpatine.
That's what it is. Palpatine and Tatooine. You put it together, you get what you just
I
saw.
have no idea what
What is it called? The Rise of
Skywalker. Okay. Yeah, that's Star Wars. Now I got it.
That's
a deep cut.
Towards the light
Skywalker.
side or the dark side? It's not a deep. Okay.
That's all your stuff.
I know.
That's your stuff
I
just
know.
repurposed in a space
That's all
movie.
it is.
That's all.
That's why Star Wars is such a success.
There you go.
Right.
We're all talking about the Vikings. We want to see them get into the playoffs and do some damage. They're going to need Dalvin Cook, I would think, to do that. He has over 1,100 yards rushing, 13 rushing touchdowns in just 14 games played. Is he going to be out there week 16?
Yes, that is the question they're asking in Minnesota, and that is why I'm here to try to provide you that answer there, Kay. And guys, the Vikings, as we know, currently sit in the number 6 seed in the NFC. And when it's all said and done, they could finish anywhere from the number 1 seed to maybe even missing the playoffs. And Minnesota can clinch a playoff berth with the win or a Rams loss in the final 2 games. Now, it would help their cause if running back Dalvin Cook was healthy. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reporting it's highly unlikely Cook plays Monday night against the Packers as he deals with a shoulder injury. Now, according to Ian, if the Vikings make the playoffs, Cook would be expected to play. Cook himself thinks too much is being made of his injury.
Nah, it's part of the game. It's football. This ain't the end of the world. Y'all know that, right? We still playing football. Like, we winning. Like, we won Sunday. I'll be all right.
Setting the record straight there, Dalvin. Fingers crossed, meanwhile. In Pittsburgh, over Juju Smith-Schuster's knee injury, the Steelers wide receiver was a full participant in practice, which is a good sign. He could play Sunday against the Jets. He's missed the past 4 games. Now, Juju and company will be seeing their former teammate, yes, running back Le'Veon Bell. It marks Bell's first game against the Steelers since inking a 4-year deal in the offseason, although the game is at MetLife Stadium. Bell expects there to be a lot of Steelers fans and thinks the reaction will be split. He says, quote, I think half will be happy to see me and still love me, and half that hates me despises me. Now, Bell added he's going to show love regardless and will sign an autograph for anybody who's wearing his old Steelers jersey. So in his estimation, it is going to be a split crowd. Do we agree with his assessment?
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they show up.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not
They
sure about
travel
that.
well.
I'm sure a lot of fans in the audience on both sides. The most interesting part, and thank you so much, Will, is that he can wreck the Steelers' postseason hopes, of course.
Yeah.
The Steelers haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher all season long, but Lev Bell coming off a season-high 87 yards.
So what you're saying is
week.
Le'Veon Bell hadn't had 100 yards all season.
He hasn't had-
I'm
no,
just
but
saying.
he could do it against the Steelers. All right, time for some woulda, coulda, shoulda. Oh, I hate this. It should be shoulda, woulda, coulda, right?
Yeah, I think
right?
they flipped it.
Right?
I thought it was woulda, coulda.
Well, that we can disagree on. This week cannot. There's a crazy stat floating around. Since the NFL went to a 12-team playoff format, so take yourselves back to 1990. What were you doing in 1990?
6th grade.
Okay.
Social studies.
29.
I don't know.
29
bottle.
consecutive seasons.
Yeah.
At least 4 teams have qualified for the playoffs after missing it the year before. So let's think about this for this year. The Bills, the Packers, and the Niners have clinched. So there's your 3. If the Titans, the Steelers, or the Vikings make it, that makes it 4. Would you be surprised if we didn't have at least 4 new playoff teams this season? Like, is one of those
So
teams
one of
getting in?
those
So just
3
one
teams
have to
Has
make
to
it.
get in
with
for
a
it.
2-game lead
Yeah.
has to get into the
So
playoffs.
this is happening.
Could be all 3.
What kind of, yes.
What team are you worried about?
Probably the Titans.
Of the 3 of those teams, yeah, probably the
Probably the
Titans. But
Titans.
one of those 2 teams is getting in.
Minnesota will
And
probably
Minnesota would
get
have to
in.
trip all over themselves to not get in.
Garafolo, we have a morning meeting. If you don't like the question, you could have told me an hour ago.
I wasn't awake
like
for
it.
the morning meeting.
All right, so I like the question. I like it. And I think 5, 6 easily. It's also like, this is one of those things, if we would look at that full screen in August, would have just blown our minds.
Yeah.
And then all other teams should look at the Titans benched their franchise quarterback in the middle of the season. Sit down, you're not good anymore. The Steelers lost their franchise quarterback, lost their heir apparent franchise quarterback, and are starting a guy named after Waterfowl, and they're going to get in the playoffs. So don't ever think that things are bad and you can't get in. I think they'll have 6 teams.
We're going to move along here. Mike Robinson's coming straight to you. Jerry Jones went on 105.3, The Fan, yesterday, talking about his quarterback shoulder injury. Take a listen.
I'm totally convinced that he'll be in top form, and we've got to have him in top form, and he will be in top form. So I think the situation has been described accurately, and these are things that guys play with and they practice with. So I think we're in good shape.
Dealing with what you've described as a painful injury that you've dealt with. You were quarterback, of course, at Penn State. Jerry seems convinced that Dak will be fine. Could the Cowboys team make noise in a playoff run without a healthy Dak Prescott?
Without Dak? Without Dak? No, I don't think so. I really don't. I don't.
Why
not? Look, Dak is playing some of the best football of his life right now. And when you have Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, you know, you got one-on-one on the outside. And Dak has made all the throws, right? He knows this offense. He's been with Kellen Moore for the last couple of years. So I'm going to say no. They can't make a real good playoff run without a healthy Dak Prescott. But I tell you one thing, the Dallas Cowboys, they do understand what drama is all about. That sells.
I hear that. I don't know if they were just acting or not, but the Eagles players were in the locker room the other day saying they didn't even know, a couple of them, they didn't even know who the Cowboys' backup quarterback was.
I didn't until yesterday.
Cooper Rush, that's his name. And if you don't remember what Cooper Rush did in the preseason a couple of years ago, I'm going to remind you.
Right.
38 for 51, 398, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
They're trying to eliminate
Don't
the
give me the
preseason. You're
stats
talking
the
about
next year, because
preseason?
that's the one
You're
that
bringing up Cooper Rush. There's trouble in
he was going to be
Dallas.
a sensation.
Somebody get me Jameel
in Dallas.
Showers on the phone.
And let me tell you something.
Go ahead, Mike.
If I'm thank you for bringing that up.
He's cheaper.
If I'm Dak Prescott, everybody's talking like Dak's going to play this game because what it means for the NFC East. No, Dak's going to play this game because he doesn't want Cooper Rush to show people
He wants
what
the
he
money,
can do.
Lebowski.
He is getting paid. Imagine that $40 million number going like that if Cooper Rush comes in and plays a little bit.
Talk about it, G.
The question of can they make a run without him?
You were right.
They can't make a run with him.
Yeah.
What are we even talking about here? NFC this year, not for children or not for Cowboys. We throw up those standings in the hunt, all that, Kay. It's unsightly to see a 7-7 record in the left column. There's better records 2 columns over than the Cowboys. No, the answer is no.
I went to the playoffs
Well
with
said.
7-9.
Yeah, but you're
We
special
have
guy.
one speed round.
You have Marshawn.
Here are the rules. It is a one-sentence answer
Yes,
to
go.
this last one. Massive NFC North matchup on
Yes.
Monday night. Minnesota hosting Green Bay. Packers win, clinches the division. Vikings win, punches their ticket to the playoffs. One-sentence answer. Should we consider the Vikings a Super Bowl contender if they take down Green Bay?
No, because I don't think the Packers are a Super Bowl contender either. Not yet.
No question. That's not even a sentence. No verb in there.
Yes, but it depends on how they beat the Packers. I
Okay.
need to see Kirk Cousins win it with his arm.
Okay.
I want to see Aaron Jones have another good game. He had a great one against the Vikings. We'll talk about Aaron Jones a little bit. Huge game coming up this weekend. Battle in the NFC North, battle in the NFC East, and a triple header on Saturday. Also, the Browns beat the Ravens the first time around this season. But will it happen for round 2?
No.
I had a whole bunch of
That'd be nuts.
I had a whole bunch of
Aaron
Vikings.
Jones might have 15 touchdowns.
One.
Sleep till our triple header on Saturday. Our show presented to you by Intuit QuickBooks. We are live with Mike Garafolo, with Michael Robinson,
Boom.
Super Bowl champ, and we've got Kyle Brandt on the show.
That's
as well
right.
For you.
I need you to introduce me every room I walk into.
Okay.
Man, that feels pretty good.
Champ is here.
I've had no coffee yet. Where's my coffee?
Yes. Working with Mike Rob, by the way, you never know what you're going to get. You walk in, I start to go right into a rant, and he's sitting there like this.
Meditating, man.
With 2 minutes to go to the show.
Mike Rob
was a good rant,
Mike
though.
Rob did a show yesterday, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh,
for 2
yeah.
hours of sleep. Let's hear it for him as we hit the lead block.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's a Friday. Well, let's go to Foxborough, shall we? That's where the Patriots are hosting the Bills. It's a huge AFC East matchup. And for more on how each team is approaching this one with big playoff implications, the division title on the line, Giardi, what's happening?
Good morning, Kay. We have a contrast in approaches, at least publicly, for this game between the Patriots and the Bills. The Patriots are all in. They're admitting this is a playoff game for them as they hold just a one-game lead in the AFC East. Bill Belichick saying, absolutely, this is what we're here for. Tom Brady echoed those sentiments and said, look, we work all year long to be in games like this. Obviously now you have to bring it. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills, who are a game out and haven't been here and done that too often in recent history, say, no, it's just one game. Sean McDermott, hey, we have 10 wins. We're just looking to get number 11. Their quarterback, Josh Allen, said, we have one goal every week, and that's to go 1-0. This week is no different. So the Bills playing it cool. We'll see how cool they are on Saturday afternoon at Gillette Stadium. Kay, back to you.
No one's cooler than you, GR.